One of the most popular chart patterns seen in technical analysis circles is the head and shoulders pattern. This is a very common pattern used by traders to determine a potential upcoming correction or a reversal. Divergence at the head of the pattern is very common and makes the pattern that much more powerful. This pattern is actually the basis of our objective simple divergence trading strategy we will teach you a bit later. Now let's take a look at what the head and shoulders pattern is. And the head and shoulders pattern, this is an example in an uptrend where you have the market create a shoulder, all right, then a pullback. It extends into a head, an extreme level. Then we see a larger pullback. Often we have divergence between the left shoulder and the head. Then it creates another shoulder, which is the retest. And then we continue with the correction or the reversal. Okay, this is an example of what it would look like in an uptrend. In a downtrend, it's just flip it upside down. Same concept. You have the left shoulder, then you have the extreme swing, which is the head. Price rallies again. We get a retest, which is the right shoulder, and then the continuation of the correction or a larger reversal. Let's take a look at this on a recent price chart. Okay, this chart is of the Euro USD. It's a 15-minute chart. And you can see that we have the left shoulder, the head. Now you can see the divergence between the left shoulder and the head. And then the most important part is the price move here. Now, this is the difference that we look for, and we'll talk about this in, again, a little bit later with the divergence trading strategy we're going to teach. But we look for this swing. We look for this swing to be a stronger swing. We look for it to take out the low between the 2 points that diverged. Okay, in this case, the left shoulder and the head. Okay, so here's the swing low that we took out. Okay, then price retraces, creates the right shoulder. In this case, it retraced 78.6%, and then continued down into our extension targets, which are the 127.2 extension and the 161.8 extension. Again, I'm getting a little bit ahead of things here, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But this is the basic head and shoulders pattern with divergence and with the specific qualifiers that we look for. Also, just giving you another little peek ahead, right here in this area, we have what's called an extension setup. That made this even more powerful as a setup when we had this extension setup. Okay, so just remember that when we move forward and start to talk about the extension setup and the objective divergence strategy that we're going to be trading.